The 2025 steer tailing season has begun in Boone County, Illinois. Boone County, you may recall, is the inspiration for and winner of Shark's first annual Boone Mayville Award, which acknowledges the lowest of the low in cruelty, cowardice, and corruption. The Mayville part of the award is Carla Mayville, an assistant state's attorney who has abandoned any semblance of ethics or integrity to protect cruel, criminal animal abuse in Boone County. Mayville's reputation of cruelty, cowardice, and corruption will live forever. The April 12th event included all the abuse that is inevitable in steer tailing. 47 steers endured more than 400 runs, during which fake macho morons tried to knock them down under a false claim of cultural tradition. This steer, whom we named Snaggle, was run at least 15 times. This steer, who we named Stripe, was the very first steer run in the event, and he was immediately injured. He's swinging his head in pain from a head injury, probably a broken horn, but the fake cowboys continued to use him all day. Almost 7 hours later, Stripe was the second to the last steer used, and he never received care. That is criminal animal cruelty, and Stripe wasn't the only injured animal to be re-abused over and over. Boone County has an ordinance requiring rodeo contestants and worker wear identification bibs, but that was openly violated even after we called the police. 2 steers were degloved, meaning a portion of their tails was literally ripped off. Degloving is an extremely painful injury which leaves victims prone to possible fatal infections. There was a veterinarian present during most of the event. Kathleen McBurney was easy to spot because she spent most of her time not with injured animals, but in her car, on her phone. At one point, she turned her car around, so the only way she could see the animals is in her rear view mirror. Exceptional work, Dr. McBurney. Truly exceptional. As always, horses were slapped, whipped, harshly reined, and spurred. We spotted one particularly noteworthy contestant, Cristobal Dorado. Dorado stands out because of this abuse we filmed in Will County in 2023. Dorado was charged in Will County and he pled guilty, but the steer tailers didn't ban him. Dorado's one of them, and here you see Dorado digging his spurs into his horse, and it looks like the horse is cut open. As the day wore on, the exhausted steers got up slower and slower. Some were lamed. How can anyone pretend to be macho when they abuse animals who can barely get up anymore? How pitiful are these clowns? This creep motivated exhausted steers with what looked like an ice pick. Welcome to Illinois, home of bipartisan corruption and animal abuse that wouldn't be tolerated in a third world banana republic. Oh, and they're hypocrites as well. Watch them make the sign of the cross before they abuse the steers and even their own horses. Sick, twisted excuses for human beings. All this devil's work isn't to say there weren't hopeful signs. Shark repeatedly called the police to report the various abuses, all of which violate the Illinois Humane Care for Animals Act, and in a surprising twist, 4 cruelty citations were filed against rodeo operator Jose L. Robles. While we were pleasantly surprised by this development, we must note that there were dozens and dozens of cruelty violations at this event, and the abuse is the same as what happens at all other events. So what's changed? Even more surprising and encouraging, Sheriff Scott Young has assigned a detective to investigate the rodeo. We heard the promise of investigations before, but this time I've actually talked to the investigator, and he seems legit. I can't help but feel a little optimistic. Is it possible that Boone County wants to regain some semblance of honor and integrity? In that case, it has a very long way to go. But hey, we can hope. And Shark and our partners, the Humane Farming Association, will not stop until this abuse ends. I think the relentless battle to expose the abuse is paying off. Our thanks to those of you who have made calls and sent emails. In an upcoming video, we'll show you what happened at a steer tailing event on April 19th in Ogle County. What I can tell you now is that Ogle County is on track to win the 2025 Boone Mayville Award. Frankly, I don't see any other place that's even in contention. I'm Steve Hindy for Showing Animals Respect and Kindness.
Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel to learn more about how you can help Shark help animals.